So welcome back everyone to Amplified Hustle. This is part 2 of a powerful Revert story that many of you have requested. So I'd like to welcome Brother Harris back onto the podcast. So Harris.
Hello, brother. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, man.
Thank you. Thank you for back by popular demand.
Oh yeah, definitely. How you been? You been well?
Yeah, good. Yeah, really well. Yeah. It's been a few months since we done the last one. And this is I'm ready to do part 2. I've been waiting for it
Since the last one, I've had so many people.
Yeah, my head completely blew off when I see that many views on YouTube. I was thinking if I get 100 in a month, I'll be so happy with that. And then I see a few thousand. Honestly, my head blew off.
Yeah. Nice, cool, man. I honestly appreciate you coming on, because last time we spoke about how you became a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about what your life is like as a Muslim.
Yeah, so sure. Yeah, so, I feel like I've got a lot of my, when I spoke to you last time and I really sort of delved deep into becoming a Muslim, taking Shahada and sort of my journey up onto that, I hadn't really told anyone that story. So it was nice to get that out. And then sort of since then it'll be 5 years in March coming up. So in the last 4 years, life for me has completely transformed in every way. I look at my life then and now, and it's even the way I carry myself now, which I think is a testament to Islam of how you should be, is, your character. It's not, I'm not changing who I am. I'm just following my life upon principles and, I don't want to use the word rules that are set, but it's almost like rules that we follow the type of people that we want to be. And a lot of people feel like they might get lost in that way of life of just thinking, this is me, this is who I am. But actually, if you give yourself discipline and structure, that you can really turn it around.
Yeah, 100%, man. So talk to us, Harris. Are you married now? Or?
I'm married. Yeah. So it was on the day of my Shahada, I was with some brothers that I was praying with in the park and things like that during lockdown. And one of the brothers said to me, so when are you going to find a wife? Like, you need to find a wife. On the day I become Muslim, I was like, wow, like I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest. And so it sort of planted a seed in my mind that this was, this would have been the next step, and I guess at that time, not immediately I was looking for a wife, but as time was going on, it's nice to be with, you want to be with someone,
Yeah, 100%.
So started looking, and then I met my now wife. We
Any
met.
children? Any kids?
Yeah, one little boy, little son. He's 2.5. So everything just happened so quickly, to be honest. I've become Muslim, met a wife, she got pregnant, we had a son. And it's just...
Listen, talk to us about this is going to be interesting, your wedding day. Like, of course, you've reverted, so you don't know the culture, there's Islam, etc. So walk us through the wedding day. What was that like?
My wife is from Bangladesh.
Right, okay.
When I met her, I never asked her what her ethnicity was. I didn't really care. She's Muslim, I'm Muslim. That's all that mattered to me. I didn't care for anything else. But as time got on, getting to know her, I realized how culturally invested Bengalis are, or Pakistanis are. I realized that there was a lot of confusion with culture and religion, which I struggled to understand with at the start. Thinking, you can't do that. That's not Islam. Oh, it's culture. There is a big difference, but not necessarily bad things, but it was just, why do we do that? I've never heard of that before, but I realized it was for some nice things. We got married. We was with her family, and the cultural thing I'm thinking of is everyone, you sit up at the front and everyone comes and feeds you food and puts food in your mouth. That was a new experience for me. I've never seen anything like that before. But it was, hey, look, I'm involved, so I'll just do it. So I was sitting there next to my wife, and her whole family's taking turns to come up and pick a little bit of food up and put it in my mouth and feed her, feed the white bride, feed the groom. This was a normal thing. So, all right, I'm just gonna do it. So they're feeding me. The aunties are coming up, the nieces, the nephews, and then about 3 people down, I see my wife's brother standing there. And I look down and he has a whole boiled egg in his hand, a whole egg. And I was thinking, as people are coming up before him, all I can think about is this boiled egg that he has in his hand. So I'm being fed a little bit of rice, a little bit of chicken or something. And then he comes up next and I'm just looking at this egg thinking, nah, surely not. What's he going to do? And I open my mouth a little bit, like thinking, just put the egg there, I'll bite it and then put it down. A whole boiled egg. I go like that and he puts it in my mouth. Oh. Just stuffs it straight in my mouth, a whole egg. And I'm sitting there. I'm already nervous. And now I can't even chew. My mouth is full, a bit of egg dropping out, water in my eyes. I'm looking at my wife like, help. Like, just without the words, I just looked at her and she was just like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And I was, trying to give me a good 5-10 minutes. Let me try and finish this egg in my mouth.
That's jokes,
it was funny, really funny.
Did you know what you were doing when you were there?
Yeah, I knew what to say. I'd been speaking to an imam that was going to come and do our nikah.
Right.
It got to, everything was in place. We're all ready to go. Everything's done, basically. So I thought, let me just check in with the imam, make sure he's got instructions on how to get there and everything will be okay. And I've called him up and I said, Assalamu alaikum, brother, you ready to come and do our nikah tomorrow? And he's like, oh, no, I can't. What was it? He was more like, oh no, brother, there's a situation happened. I'm stuck in Birmingham. I'm not going to be able to get there. This was a day before our wedding. We've got all the dates written on little candles for gifts for people and everything. Yeah. We're like, oh no, the imam is saying that he can't come one day before the wedding. So I rung around to a few people and at the last minute I managed to get an imam, a different imam, was from someone that I knew. He sent his brother, who was an imam, to come and perform my nikah. So it was everything I'd learnt with the imam before of what to say and the process of the day was fine. So he just got there and just did the ceremony and didn't, there was no mishaps or anything like that. Which
Signing your life away.
Sign your life away. Yeah, 90-10, I think was the split. I get the 10.
So when was your son born then?
My son was born in February 2022. He's got a whole story, and I'm sure one day he's gonna know his story and he will tell it. Yeah, so he was delivered at 8 a.m. on the Tuesday morning. And when he was delivered, the doctors put him on my wife and I cut his umbilical cord.
Yeah.
It was like a octopus tentacle. So I cut that. And when he was on the chest, he was 26 weeks. So he was tiny. He was the smallest baby I've ever seen in my life. He looked like a newborn kitten. Yeah. Just bald and pink. And, put him on my wife and he was like, ah. And I was like, oh, he's going to be fine. He's going to be all right. That's it. He's done it. He's, his first cry. He's fine.
Your impressions, bro.
So they wrapped him up and they took him away and they was getting him prepared for the incubator, cleaning him. And I've walked over and I was standing there, I was watching him and they had this little mouthpiece to put on him, but he didn't need it. He was breathing on his own and he was just there, just looking around. But I couldn't believe it. This baby who's not meant to be here yet is already so naughty. Exactly my boy, to be honest, exactly me. So, and he was just there and I was cheering him, go on boy, come on boy. And then they wrapped him up, put him in the incubator and took him away. And then I turned around and my wife was sleeping now. She's, finished. And then, so we sorted ourselves out after a couple of hours. Then we went to see him and there he was just laying in the incubator. He was 2 pounds when he was born, 2 pounds, 2 ounces. And he was laying there. He had wires and tubes but alhamdulillah. And it really was I've got to say, in that moment, you think, why me? Yeah. You really do think, why me? I'm doing my prayers. I'm Muslim now. I've had so much bad stuff before. Why is this still happening? And it's not even to me now. It's happening to my son. And then I'm phoning a good brother of mine and that was my question to him. Why is this happening? Can I not have anything just go right for me? And he said, Allah tests those that he loves. And 100%. I've got to say, my prayers after that, then my prayers got a little bit deeper after that. I've really, always I had there, I'm powerless. I have no knowledge of what he's going through. Can't take his pain away from him. All I have is my prayer. Yeah. And I've got to say, after that, my prayers did get more focused, definitely. Yeah. And I remember that feeling when I was praying in the hospital, that if I'm ever now praying, even though it's been 2.5, nearly 3 years, if I'm praying now and your mind wanders, which is normal that it happens, I will think back to that prayer and prayers in the hospital and what it was like to how focused you can really be if you want to be. So I always take that moment of staying focused in prayers.
Did you read the Azan in your son's ear?
I did, yeah. I did when he was born.
Did you learn that beforehand?
I did, and I was so nervous, yeah. Because the way I learned was I had to say it out loud and then listen to it on record and then listen to it. And obviously when you listen to yourself on record is so horrible. But when you're doing it for those kind of reasons, you're doing it for Allah and you're doing it because your son needs it and he's gone through so much. I think I can listen to my voice on record. It's not too bad. So, so I did that and that was, really special. And it felt so nice that I'm his dad and I done it.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, man. How is he now, anyway?
Alhamdulillah, he's in his terrible twos. Cheeky, like you wouldn't believe. Oh, honestly, you ask him to do anything. If you don't want to do it, he'll ignore you. But then if you like get his attention, put your coat on and you get his attention, he's on the floor, tantruming. He's just so naughty. But I just look at him like, oh no, this is what I would do. So I kind of almost remember the way he's acting. That's probably what I was like as a baby, you know. So, but no, alhamdulillah, he's so fine. And when they're born that early, you're so mentally prepared for, I guess, any outcome that might happen. Because when they're born that early, anything can happen. It really is, you know. There was babies born when we was in the neonatal intensive care, there was babies born at 30 weeks, 32 weeks that had, so sad, but so many problems. And some of them, not all of them, but I'd say there was one or two that never made it at all. And they was born at 30 weeks and we're thinking, oh, boy's 26 weeks. How is he? You know, so we was prepared for anything, but no, honestly, alhamdulillah, thank God that this boy is just the way he is. You know, he's so good, so cheeky, so naughty. He's everything. He really is the best boy.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, that's amazing to hear, man. Honestly, Harris.
Thank you, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel connected to the Muslim community, and how's the support been for you?
For me, and I'm just going to speak on me, but I do hear a lot of people, reverts, struggle to connect with the community. I don't know what that is. I think it might have been pre-existing prejudice that you probably have against yourself and you don't want to integrate. It's not common culture for English people to go, round someone's house anymore, like who's not family or whatever. So I guess that's kind of strange for some people that now all of a sudden this man who you've never spoken to is your brother, and that woman who you don't know, that's your sister. So I get why some people might struggle with the connection, but for me, I just I guess I've got like my character will just see me through any situation. You know, you can put me in a mosque, I will sit on the front row, doesn't bother me. This is who I am. I don't shy away. If you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. If you don't, you don't. I don't take anything into me and think anything. I'm there doing my thing. If you want to talk to me or connect with me, all day long, I will do it. So I understand some people who don't, but for me, I feel personally connected with the brothers that I've put myself out there to meet.
Subhanallah, that's what it's there for, man. 100%. Always reach out. You know, don't shy away from anything.
No, of course.
So it's only going to help you grow, is it?
It's never been in my character to be like that, for sure.
Perfect, man. I can't remember if I asked you this in our last podcast there, Harris, but I'm going to ask you again anyway. Why Islam? Why did you choose Islam, Revert?
I think you did ask me that question. I do remember. For me, it was. It's an ever-growing answer. It's not a changing answer. I will just always think back to certain situations that have happened in my life, and I'll think that's why I'm Muslim. I guess an answer that I thought about recently was I was always looking for something, always a truth seeker. I think they call them conspiracy theorists now, but soul searcher. I'm searching. What does it all mean? Like, you're not just here, you live, you work, you die. It can't be. For me, that felt wrong. So I wanted to believe in something out there. And this was something in order that you needed to search for to find something that's out there. I wasn't very religious growing up. I did the practices that they did, but that was because I was made to, not because I wanted to. And then I found myself wanting to travel. I wanted to go and soul search in another country.
Nice. Which countries have you been to?
So at the time, this is a crazy story. I knew some people that had just come back from India, but they'd done Thailand and that, what do you call that? Asia. and in India. And I kind of followed their route of India where they went, and I thought, I'd love to do that. And it got to the end of January, and I said, I'm going traveling. And on 2 weeks later, on February the 14th, I left with a backpack, no planning, just had my passport, bit of money, and my character. That's it. Valentine's Day. Didn't care about that. I'm just up and I'm gone. That was it. Yeah, love for myself, and that was it. I'm off, like straight to the airport, and straight to India. And I got out. I went to India, and I just knew this route in my head that I wanted to do, but how I'm doing it, where I got to go, I don't know. I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah. How long were you in India for?
I was there for 4 months. 4 months in India, and it wasn't so much the soul searching time, but I guess I found a lot about myself, and it was really just a eye-opening time for, again, character building, being in situations you don't shy away from, which led me to having such an amazing time on my 3-month visa that I stayed an extra month with these group of friends that I met out there, and I stayed an extra month, and I just thought, it ain't that big of a deal, It's like you just go to the airport, pay for your visa and leave. I had not much money left, and I paid for a direct flight from Mumbai back into Heathrow. And it wasn't all my money, but it was a good chunk of my money that I had left. And I go to the airport, checking in, and he goes, "Oh, you overstayed your visa." And I was like, yeah, I got ill. I needed to, I've been in a doctor's, I need to, how much do I pay? And he's like, no, this is a big situation. He said, you're not getting on that plane. And I'm like, what? Like I haven't got much money left. So I'm thinking, I don't have money to book another flight. So what do you mean I'm not getting on that flight? He said, no, you need to go to this, it's going to come back to me, FFRO office. I don't know what it stands for, but that was like their visa office that they have in Mumbai Centre, and you need to go there and get your passport stamped for you to leave. This was like Friday, I think. So I think I can't even go there till Monday. I'm in Mumbai in the city, don't have much money. Where am I going to go? So I'm phoning people in England, like, and they're like, get on the plane. I said, there's an army here, and I can't get on the plane. The plane's gone. The first night I slept at the airport. Didn't know what to do. Then I went back to this like travel lodge, I guess, like a backpacker's lodge. Stayed there till Monday. Went to the office Monday morning by train. I had to get on a train, go to this place, and it was terrible actually getting on a train. With them trains where you see people sitting on the top? Yeah. I was on that. I was on them going into Mumbai city centre and all that. I don't know what they called it, but it was just mental time. And I got there on Monday, went to the office. I was there from like 9 a.m. until 5 a.m. And they come out at the end of the day and they said, read your name and say you have to come back tomorrow. And you're like, oh no, all right. You go back tomorrow, same thing, 9 a.m. to 5 a.m, come back tomorrow. If you don't sign in the morning, they won't tell you come back tomorrow. You have to start the process again. Right. So you're there all day. You're not doing nothing. You just sat there like in a room with other people like sitting around. Everyone's just waiting for the same thing to get there. And it got all the way to Thursday. So 4 days in a row I was there. And eventually got my passport stamped. They wrote in it, he overstayed his visa. He's been deported from India, and he's not welcome in India for 5 years.
Deported from India.
Deported from India, and I was like, the irony. The absolute irony. So I know how they feel,
Deported back up.
I got deported to England.
What are your hopes for the future as you continue your journey with Islam?
As Muslims, we just say inshallah, but I do have hopes and dreams, of course. I think when I just first become Muslim, day 1, day 2, this brother said to me, he said, just ask Allah for everything, like whatever it is, doesn't matter, ask him, talk to him. Allah is there listening, talk to him. And this is quite bad. I don't know if I should say this, but I will. I was so broke, I had no money, and I said, Allah, I've got to go work on Monday. I need £50. That's what I said. I need £50. That night, this brother who I hadn't spoken to has found out I took my Shahada that day. and he's come into my sister's house. He wants to meet me. He kind of knows my sister. He's found out her brother took Shahada. He wants to come meet her. He's told his family, this Revert brothers just took Shahada. They give him food to bring us, books, me. They give him books, and they give him a gift to give to me. Welcome to Islam. We're your family now. And he comes round and hands me an envelope and the books and the food. We're chatting. He leaves. I didn't really think about it, but I opened the envelope and there was £100 in there.
God works in mysterious ways.
I asked for 50 and I got 100.
Yeah.
And I was like, subhanAllah, like, this is... So going back to... So from that story, it kind of become, I'm going to ask Allah for everything. Not money or anything. I think it was just at that time.
Mm.
But now I ask for a happy wife, a healthy son, good connections with brothers, the protection of people that I know and love, and then protection of people that I don't know. So like now it's like a dua. I learned what dua was, and now I make dua, and it's not asking for anything. So for the hopes and dreams of tomorrow, it is kind of the same thing, that we're happy and healthy lives, and that's what I ask for.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you, Harris, for sharing your story with us again.
Thank you.
If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. We appreciate all the support so far from everybody. So yeah, thank you. Harris, you have any words?
Yeah, thank you for watching. I don't know if this story is already good, but this is my life, and I'm happy to share. If you'd like any more, maybe a part 3, subscribe and comment. Thank you.
Until next time.